Alright, Tajhammer fans, let's do an army overview for the Nurgle forces that will be battling the war boss today as we continue our ITC Adepticon training. We are going to be doing precious cargo scenario today. So let's take a look at 2,000 points of our Nurgle forces. Apologies again, but we are proxying 2 units of 30 Plague Bearers with my Poxwalker units. We are bringing this fantastic feculent Gnarl Maw, and we've got 2 HQs here, Chaos Demons, don't remember their names, Scrivener and somebody else. Sloppity Bile Piper, there we go, thank you. 2 Nurglings, because I forgot the Chaos Spawn at home. And then we've got our Death Guard detachment. We've got Typhus and 6 Blightlord Terminators to, try to simulate the Blightlord bomb. We've got 1 Flail of Corruption and 1 Melta. The rest have Combi Bolters. We've got 3 Plague Burst Crawlers, 1 with Entropy Cannons and 2 with Plague Spitters. Each one has 2 Plague Spitters. And we've got 2 Hellbrutes, both with Twin Las Cannons, and our Chaos Lord as our Warlord with Arch Contaminator and the Fugaris Helm, giving him a 9-inch range and rerolling all Plague Weapon failed wound rolls. So there we go. That is 2,000 points of Nurgle.
Alright, let's get into this precious cargo Orc army. Same one you've seen for quite a few weeks now. But we'll start off with the War Boss here with To Kill a Claw, and a Warp Head on the left there with Warpath and To Jump, and a Weird Boy with Fist of Gork. Then we have 30 boys, and 10 boys that fill out the detachment. And those are all Evil Sons. And then we'll get into the Bad Moons Battalion Detachment with the War Boss here. He has the relic of the Bad Moons of the 4+ invuln. And then we have the souped up Shaka back there on the Big Mech. And then we have a unit of 30 Shooter Boys. We have a Runt Herd that's overlooking these 2 units of Gretchen. A unit of 20, unit of 15. Then we have some Tank Busters with 4 Bomb Squigs and a Pain Boy in the back there. And then we have a Big Mech with custom force field over this heavy detachment with a unit of 7 and a unit of 8 Ludas, along with the Battle Wagon with the Death Roller. And that is your Orc army.
Doing this for you, man.
Let's look at the deployment, as the Orcs had to go first and went last, so add 1 to the roll off for first turn to the chaosy, nurgly stuff going on. But as you can see, here is the army for the Death Guard. You got those Plague Burst Mortars spread out with the Chaos Lord in the middle, and all those Plague Bearers, and that fancy tree, and the Scroppity Bile Piper, and the guy with the staff, and Scrivener or something, and the 2 Hellbrutes. And then you have Typhus and his Blight Lords up in the Teleportarium. And then we get over here and we got some Ludas down the bottom right with some Shooter Boys and a War Boss and some more boys, because that's an Orc army, boys. And then you got the Pain Boy and Weird Boys and Warp Head and another War Boss with To Kill a Claw right in there. And then we got the Gretchen spread out all over the place with a Runt Herd in the middle and another Luda group up there. And then you got the Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun up in the building trying to see everything. And then we have the Tank Busters and the Big Mech with custom force field in the Battle Wagon on the Teleporter, along with this unit of 30 boys on the Teleporter. Let's get ready to go.
Alright, we rolled well. We got to go first. We didn't do a lot with our first turn, though. We just kind of maintained the formation here. We did kill 6 Ludas with the mortars. That's really the only thing that's in range other than the Las Cannon. And we Las Cannoned 2 boys and 1 Luda. So we didn't move, we didn't psych, so pretty uneventful turn 1, but we're just going to see what the War Boss does here.
End of turn 1 for the Orcs, and my hate affair with the Ludas continues. Had a whole bunch of shots from this group and these last 3 remaining over here into that group of Plague Bearers. I only hit 1. He died, but reality blinked and he came back anyway. Then just did some general movement, kind of waiting for round 2. Jumped to Gretchen up here to try to tie up that Plague Burst Mortar, and yeah, got rolled to 3 on the charge. So whatever, I mean, just trying to get in the way and not cause too much damage to important stuff. But that's where we stand now. It's 1-1 at the end of turn 1.
End of Nurgle, turn 2. We did some shooting here. We took out the Garrots that were threatening our mortar. Thank you, auto-hit Plague Spitters. And then we mortared the Ludas over hill. There was probably 2-3 left, so we killed them. We shot over here and killed 1 more Luda. And then the Plague Bearers, using our Feculent Narmal right here, we advanced and then charged, thanks to our rules, and then promptly killed 2 boys, and they killed 8 of us in a turn, because I am terrible and forgot to daisy chain back to my HQs to give me all of the nice things. So, you know, we'll just occupy these boys for a little bit. Other than that, so I got a point for the Reaper. We're up to 29 models right now, and then I killed a unit, and I hold an objective, so 2 on the player turn. And that's it. War Boss coming up.
End of Orc, turn 2. There is a Plague Bearer left there. It may have been some forgetting of the -1 to hit, but we'll work on that after that fight phase. But this is kind of where we stand at the end of turn 2. Did some more shooting. Of course, Orcs are not for shooting, so they weren't really successful. Battle Wagon dropped down over here in this corner. Then the bomb squigs with the tank buses inside scuttled out of there, got in front of Brutus, who was on that marker, and they did 10 total wounds to Brutus, so he blew up. Then they got into combat here, and with a command point spent to increase their invuln save down to, I think, 4. Didn't do any with the Death Roller. Apparently the Death Roller only kills live creatures and not already dead one Plague Bearers. And then we got the boys over here who deep struck. They got into combat after command point re-rolling and stuff, and nicked. I don't think they even took a wound off. Too many saves. And then the War Boss got Fist of a Gork and Warpath and jumped, and then failed to charge 2 different times. So that was tough, but he's kind of hanging out there for now. And that's about where we stand at the end of round 2. Command victory points: the Chaos Nurgles at 6 and the Orcs at 5.
End of the Nurgle, turn 3. Valuable lessons learned about battle wagons and not using your Plague Spitters first, because then a bunch of tank busters jump out right next to you and you've got Plague Spitters that just shot. So good news is we killed the battle wagon. Bad news is that the tank busters jumped out of it. So great plan by Chris. We've seen that show before. On this side, we fell back out of this really bad situation. Did a little bit of shooting, killed a couple boys, nothing too fantastic to report there. Typhus did come out to play, really made the battle wagon killing easier. We smited, we smoked. We rolled an 11 and then promptly rolled a 6 on the damage, so that gave us a good start. Typhus is angry. That always ends well for us. And then the Blight Lords came out over on this side by this objective, 9 inches away from the Ludas, formerly of this objective marker, and we combi boltered them. So we've got a point for killing a unit, we've got a point for being on an objective over there, and that's where we stand at the end of Nurgle turn 3.
End of the Orc, turn 3. Successful charge this time by the War Boss with the Killer Claw. Unfortunately, because he's miasma or something, he's -1 to hit. So 4 wounds actually went through with all of the boys fighting. Actually 5 with the boys fighting, but 4 from the Killer Claw with the disgustingly resilient. So not too bad. Tank Buster shot over here at behind the floof. They shot at the Hellbrute and did 4 more wounds, I think, on him. Those boys got over there to jump to get away from the last Plague Bearer, and they failed their charge. That's the theme of the day. 7s are terrible number, worst number ever. Everybody else, let's see, the Big Mac with shock attack gun shot down at these
Blight Lords. Killed 1.5 of them, so 3 total wounds. Can't say anymore. But other than that, we're just kind of hanging on. At the end of round 3, Nurgle Chaos is at 10, and the Orks are at 9.
End of the Nurgle turn 4. Hellbrute came over here to assist, as did Typhus, looking very triumphant. 2d6 Destroyer Hive didn't do a lot of work. Fortunately, the ever brave Nurglings charged in against the war boss. Really just a distraction for Brutus. Brutus did the business. The Nurglings didn't get to fight. They're very sad. Typhus came in, killed some boys. The last 3 ran away in morale. Fortunately, Chris was in a real quandary. He's got 4 CPs left, and he needs 3 to do the Green Tide, basically Orc Tide of Traitors, which is going to be terrible. Would have been great, but they ran away in morale, so we got really super fortunate there. Over there, the Tank Busters are now dead. You can't see them, but there's a Shield Generation fellow over there. We've got a whole unit of boys still alive, and a whole unit of boys still alive, and quite a bit of Orc units. We're on one objective here. The Blightlord Terminators did move up. We killed 5 Grots or so, and that's where we stand at the end of turn 4. We've cleaned up our deployment zone a little bit, but there's more waves of green headed our way.
All right, end of Orc, turn 4. The only successful thing that happened this round was the charge roll, and then I believe total of maybe 6 or 7, probably 7, between fighting and morale. Ended up leaving and dying, or undying if they're undead. I don't know how that works exactly. But the shock attack gun, the souped up shaka, did shoot at this Plague Burst -1, played some extra DACA and only even hit once. Did do a wound after discussing Resilient. But I did get recon. Nothing much else happened. Just kind of slide some stuff. As we get into turn 5, it is now Nurgle Chaos at 16 and the Orks at 11. Struggling with the Wah.
All right, end of Nurgle, turn 5. We tactically withdrew out of combat here. Really, we just wanted to let the Gnarlmaws frighten these boys. It didn't really, because we rolled our Sickening Blossom and didn't hurt anybody, but it was cool. We got to use it. Excited about it. Then the mortar come over here. We Plague Spittered. We killed maybe 3. We Entropy Cannoned and mortared. We killed a couple of boys. Nothing too exciting there. Coming on around over here where the magic really happened. We advanced. We shot our Plague Spitters. Brutus didn't really get to do anything, and we killed. Were these were boys that were over here? Some Choppa boys. So we got fortunate with our rolls there. And then the Blight Lords just holding down this objective. I guess I can't complain about the Blight Lords because they're holding an objective and they wiped out this Grot unit, but it's a pretty expensive objective holder that we're using right now, but they're pretty tough. So that's where we stand at the end of Nurgle turn 5.
End of Orc, turn 5. The souped up Shaka did get some shots in this time on that Hellbrute back there. Unfortunately, only 1 went through and then rolled D6 2. Hellbrute only had 3 wounds left. So I command point rerolled that to try to get at least a 3, and I rolled a 2 again. So yeah, he's still standing over there with 1 wound left. So, well, at least he hit, but couldn't quite finish him off. And then we did some smiting over here 2 different times to get rid of a... 2 Blight Lords ended up going away. 1 with 1 wound, 1 with 2 wounds. So we got rid of those. So that was good. But other than that, the boys got in here and did some fighting against the Plague Bears. Killed 2 of them. They fought back and killed 2 boys. So 1 for 1. But at the end of round 5, it is 20-12 right now. The Nurgle Chaos beating the Orks.
End of Nurgle turn 6. We tactically withdrew back to the Hearth Tree here. just, having a picnic, and then the Plague Spitters took out most of the boys, and then the Heavy Sluggers did the rest. And then we mortared... Did we mortar somebody? Oh, we mortared the boss knob that was still left. And then due to time constraints, because we're doing the clock... Oh, I'm down to 1 minute. And so that was all we did. So, end of Nurgle. Turn 6.
End of Orc, turn 6, and the game. Both finished with time left. MVP of the turn were these two weird boys. Warphead on the right, weird boy on the left. After successfully dejumping the big mech with the souped up Shaka into the quadrant to give me recon for the last round, they both doubly D6 smited, suffered mortal wounds themselves, but D6 smited the Blight Lords, and between the two of them wiped them off the board. So that was excellent. Other than that, the souped up Shaka shot at the Hellbrood again, and still on 1 wound, so he couldn't quite kill him. But that's how we ended the board, the game. Final result, victory points. The Orcs with an unimpressive 15, and Nurgly Chaos with 23. So again, it was my favorite game so far with this list, but dice didn't help me out today.